Seriously? Hey guys, and welcome to another Should GW Bring Back video with me, 6 Plus Stevo. So yeah, it's been a little while since I've done one of these, a good couple of months now in fact, so I thought it was high time I did another one and go in and take another look back at a classic Ork character and ask the question, should GW bring them back? Except this time it's a little bit different because it's not an Ork we're talking about, it's a grot. And a very famous grot, Macari. Now Macari was Ghazkull Thrakas' personal grot assistant and banner bearer back in the days of 2nd edition 40k, so we're going way back on this one. Now Macari used to follow Ghazkull around, waving his banner around and inspiring all the orcs nearby to feats of bravery and courage, and yeah, he was thought of very highly by Ghazkull actually. There's not many that could claim to be liked by Ghazkull, but Macari was definitely one of them. And he was an exceptionally lucky grot. Now carrying a banner around, especially being near Ghazkull, you can imagine you get a lot of it attracts a lot of incoming fire, shall we say. So Macari would be shot at a lot, regularly, so the banner would regularly be peppered with bullet holes, but miraculously Macari would always survive. In fact, he was so lucky he lived to the ripe old age of 9, which in terms of Gretchen is basically like an old age pensioner. It's almost unheard of. Grots have notoriously short lives, whether it be on the battlefield being shot, whether it being beaten to death by an angry orc, or just eaten or fed to a squig, or stabbed in the back by one of his evil bastard grot mates. Yeah, grots don't have a good life, and they don't have a long life, but Macari was the exception to the rule. In game terms, this was represented with Macari having a 2+ save. Now, not just a 2+ save, but an invulnerable 2+ save, and this 2+ save was taken against any and all wounds. So he constantly had an unmodifiable 2+ save, which is hilarious. Yeah, so quite a useful character in game terms. But anyway, I mean, going back to the lore, if you're probably asking the question now, so if Macari was so lucky and so hard to kill and so immune from death, why is he not with us anymore? Well, it seems he wasn't as lucky as we first thought, because he met his grisly end by being sat on. Yep, that's how Macari met his ultimate fate. Ghazkull wasn't paying attention, sat down, I presume on his throne back at camp. Macari must have been there dusting off the boss's seat or something, and splat, no more Macari. And yeah, that was the end of that, really. We never saw him again. And it wasn't until the last Ork Codex from 7th edition where we actually got a little nod towards Macari, and that was in one of the relics that your war boss or your warlord of your army could take, being the lucky stick. Now the lucky stick was an awesome bit of war gear that you could give your war boss, that basically meant they could sort of re-roll as many saves and things as they wanted, but if you failed 3 of them in sort of one turn, you would basically face instant death, so it was a kind of an all or nothing gamble, but it was a sweet piece of war gear. I know a lot of Ork players out there during 7th made good use of the lucky stick. Very, very cool piece of war gear. But how does that tie into Macari? Well, the lucky stick is said to be the banner pole that Macari used to carry around, and hence the Orks believe it to be lucky. So in effect, it is lucky, and it does bring them good luck. And yeah, so but other than that, that is all we hear about Macari. There is no more. There's no signs of GW planning to bring him back, and Ghazkull goes on without his plucky little mascot. But I ask the question now: could and should GW bring him back? Well, first off, they can't really bring him back because he is very much dead. Very much dead. I was thinking about the ideas of perhaps Ghazkull getting a mech or something to sort of do like a cyborg body, like grot style, for Macari, and you could have like a little robotic Macari with the sort of scraped off remnants of him still in there, whatever bits survived, although I can't imagine much survived. And it happened so long ago in the lore that I'm sure the smear of grot organs and things that were left over are long since decomposed and been fed to a squig. So that's out. However, could we still have Macari back in some form or another? Yes, we could. Now I imagine quite a lofty position, and quite a lot of grots would vie for the position of being Ghazkull's banner bearer. And I don't see any reason why another grot couldn't just pick up the lucky stick, attach a banner to it, claim to be Macari, and if he convinces enough Orks that he is in fact the second coming of Macari, they would believe it to be so. And with the Orks believing him to be so lucky, he would effectively be that lucky. That's kind of how it works. Especially if Ghazkull himself believes it. I mean, who are the other Orks going to be to argue with him? As this grot inevitably meets his grisly end, probably on the backside of Ghazkull yet again, then another grot might step forward or be pushed forward to take up the mantle of Macari, and in spirit he could essentially live on. It'd be quite cool in game terms and in model terms if we do get a new model of Ghazkull to have the option of having like a little Macari, either a separate model to tag along with him or a little Macari mascot to sort of sit on top of his mega armor waving a banner pole around. It would be quite cool. It would sort of hark back to the old, 2nd edition days of some of the lore that I know a lot of you guys out there miss. Bringing a little bit more of the comedy and stuff, and essentially potentially be quite an effective sort of piece of war gear or character in his own right, especially with a unmodifiable 2+ save and a banner giving out some kind of aura sort of buffs to units nearby. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. But that's not really what this series is about. This is a series about looking back at some of these old classic characters and just sort of wish listing a bit and dreaming. But anyway, guys, do you remember Macari? Would you like to see him come back? Do you miss him? And yeah, share your thoughts below, guys. And I'll see you on the next one. This is 6+ Stevo, signing out.